Justice for OSinachi Nwachukwu. YouTube family, I bring you fresh updates. So many people have been waiting for this kind of news, and finally it's here. As federal government file charges against Peter Nwachukwu. Peter Nwachukwu is the husband to late Minister OSinachi, the lady that sang Ekwueme. The federal government has filed 23 count charges against Peter Nwachukwu, husband of late popular gospel artist OSinachi. Well, viewers, how are you all doing? It's your favorite girl Ella OKC, and I welcome you back to Gist Central. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe and turn on post notification so you can be the very first person who will get notified on our next video. You see, OSinachi, who sang Ekwueme, was actually a victim of domestic abuse. She was concealing it until her time of death. You see, the federal government has found count charges against Peter Nwachukwu. This is something they would have done immediately. You know, there are some people that this kind of news, they don't even need to file any charges. They'll just drag the husband by the neck and fling him into the bush, stoning him to death, because this lady was a blessing to so many people. Her voice has, there's a way someone is going to sing. The sick is going to get healed. People will walk. Lame people will walk. This man took away someone whose voice was a blessing in the world. You see, he was charged under Section 104 and 379 of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act 2015 by Attorney General of the Federation. The defendant was charged with homicide, contrary to Section 221 of the Penal Code, which is punishable to death. What this whole thing is talking about is that Peter Nwachukwu, being the supposed husband, dying, so he will be the one begging for death, abusing a woman who is kind enough to let you run her money. Every money this said lady, every money she makes goes to her husband's account. And the annoying part is that this same man isn't grateful. He isn't even remorseful that he killed his wife. What kind of a man does that? And what kind of example is he setting for his children? As his children even stated during the interview, they opened up saying that their father hit their mom and he does it in presence of the children. You see, the case with charge was filed at the High Court of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. And this is pure violence. I don't even know if I should classify what this man did to his wife as toxic marriage. I think there is something like toxic marriage now. Because how can you kill your wife just because of something irrelevant? When this man was asked, he said that his wife was not giving him the attention he needed as a husband. That his wife was always in the church. Mogbe, this woman comes home, and of course, the money she's making from her voice, the money she makes from singing still goes to you, and then you hurt her. I've always been saying there are people that are just possessed. Possessed from birth. And if truly there's anything higher than sentencing this man to death, they should do it. Can you imagine that he couldn't even come up with a better explanation? They also asked him, what really triggered you? What really made you kill your wife? And then he was like, he suspected that his wife was cheating on him with a pastor. How can he open his mouth and that kind of lie? There are some kind of lie that are not fit for the ear. What kind of excuse is that? You felt your wife was cheating with a pastor. This same woman was always locked by her husband and abused. Every little chance she gets was to minister in churches and of course get her pay. You all can agree with me that Minister OSinachi Nwachukwu, the lady that sang Ekwueme and other spirit-filled song, actually sent to bless people through her voice. This said woman is 42-year-old though, after spending days at the undisclosed hospital, because when they rushed her to the hospital name is withheld due to security reasons. Nwachukwu was consequently arrested by the police. Nwachukwu being the husband. And after that, he placed a bail to be free for the meantime. But now, this matter is really getting worse. And I like the fact that the federal government has really taken things into action rather than we will arrest him. And now there is no amount of money that is going to save this man, because somebody's life is at stake. Somebody's life has gone. It's not as if, even after arresting this said Peter Onwachukwu, it still would not bring back Minister OSinachi, but at least it will serve an example to those men who feel that their wife are punching bag. You see this said man, this Peter Onwachukwu, this man that killed his wife, what they are supposed to do was, before hanging him to death, they should bring his fellow man so that they will wrestle together. I don't know why some men, they tend to exercise their strength on a woman. They want to test their power on a woman, whereas they cannot even stand their fellow men. I don't know why it's like that. This man is so annoying, and I'm sure that this violence might have started a long time ago, just as the late Minister OSinachi has been enduring it, because this said lady did not speak up. She was enduring what will people say about her marriage, what will people say about her now, what will people say about your marriage has landed you in a graveyard, and then your supposed killer is alive today. This is another, guys, please endeavor to share this video, because there are so many women who is in an abusive marriage, but they are considering what the public is going to say. They don't want to be called someone that is divorced. They don't want to be separate from their husband. I don't even know. Somebody's life is at stake, and you're still covering up. You're still covering your husband up. Well, you want to die, and now that she is dead, people are still talking. It's always one security before any other opinion. And as you all can see, late Minister OSinachi's husband, you all can see that it's now looking as if OSinachi is even older than her husband, because obviously she's now the punching bag. Her husband obviously punches her and then bruising her body, bruising her face, giving her marks all over her body. Now she's now looking old than the man she married, a 42-year-old woman looking as if she's 70, with hard vein showing on her face and body. This man really dealt with OSinachi. Imagine hitting her with hot iron. Please, I don't even want to imagine this one. I don't even want to talk about this one. Now, this brings us to the main report that the federal government charges Peter Onwachukwu. And Peter Onwachukwu, this was literally the post they made, and I read that you, Peter Onwachukwu, 56 male, on the 8th of April 2022 at Akko Estate, opposite Police Station, Lugbe, Abuja, FCT, within the jurisdiction of this honorable court, did commit an offense to which homicide punishable with death, in that you caused the death of Mrs. OSinachi Nwachukwu by your various acts of violence and aggravated assault, with the knowledge that her death would be probable consequence of your acts. Okay, this one is a big grammar. What they're trying to let us know is that Peter Onwachukwu, the husband of OSinachi, is sentenced to death. I mean, he should go and meet the wife over there, because how can somebody be so wicked? Now, the money he makes from this lady is also cut off, because he is not thinking like a human being. Just as I always say that common sense is actually not common. Now that he has killed his source of income, I wonder what he'll be doing right now. And of course, I also feel for their kids. I wonder how their kids will be feeling right now, being an orphan, and then your story is so bad that your father killed your mother and the federal government killed your father. Choi, this is really terrible. But all the best. At least Peter Onwachukwu will know how it feels to be tortured. He will know what death feels like. Because if the federal government automatically turned deaf ear to this, it will give an edge to other men. Like, it will make other men continue what they are doing, abusing their wife. But they should use Peter Onwachukwu as an example, so that every other person out there will refrain from using their wife as punching bag. If they feel like they want to beat somebody, they should fight pillar, or they should look for rock and wrestle. Because you can't take your wife, Your wife that is meant to be your partner, that is meant to be your helper, you can't use her as punching back and then ending her life. Hello, she's your wife and you're not the maker, you're not her maker. I don't know how some men tend to reason, behaving like people that are coming from the bush. My YouTube family, please endeavor to share this video and of course give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you've not. I remain your favorite girl Ella OKC and you're on this Central that brings you amazing talks and shows. Thank you for watching. God bless you.